Hello, everyone, and thank you again for tuning in today. Today we're going to be in lesson 4. Our main goals today will be to discuss type conversion. We'll go ahead and focus on automatic type conversion, which is also implicit type conversion, and explicit type conversion. And we'll also touch base on some more arithmetics. So we won't wait any longer. We'll go ahead and start. We'll begin with reviewing last week's code. So go ahead and open Eclipse, and we'll start from there. So last week we had to add random numbers. We had to do 1 divided by 5 and hold a variable to say hello world. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll click on the source folder under any folder that you have already. Click new, not Java project, but class right here. And we'll go ahead, I'm going to name this last week. Task. Or last lesson. Task. Okay, and you know what? Today, well, no, next lesson we'll go ahead and click on this button right here. But for today, we're just going to leave everything as it is. Hit finish. And then we should have our new Java class file open up. And we're going to go ahead and start like we always do. We're going to go ahead and create our main method. So go ahead, and we're going to use a lot of shortcuts today. Main, and then control spacebar. I'm still having this problem. Okay, so here we have a list of options. We want to select the first one, enter. It creates our main method for us. Okay, so again, we had we're going to put all 3 of our assignments in here. What I like to do, when I'm creating a method, I go ahead and just name the method so I know what I'm starting off with. So we have the first one that's add random number. Okay. And the second one was 1 divided by 5. So I'm just abbreviating. You can write out 1 divided by 5 or 1 divided 5. Oops, didn't need to put that one in there. Semicolon. And the last one was a variable that says hello world. Okay. So again, we're having these errors because there's no methods in our class right now that's named this. So we'll start with the first one, add a random number. So we'll come down here, and next lesson we'll go into more details about why am I putting these methods like here. But for now, we'll just go ahead and create 3 different methods. So we'll put the first one down here, and I need my public static void. And our curly braces. Okay, so we see created my first method. The red squiggly lines underneath the word went away. So the first thing we want to do, we want to go ahead and declare 2 variables. Okay, so we have int A and B. Okay, and then we're going to set A equal to int, and we're going to learn today what I'm doing right here, so we can understand more. And then we're going to use math, and this is what I said to look up last week, so you can understand how to use a random number. And then just so my numbers won't be greater than 10, I'm going to go ahead and put 11 right here. So we have A set to a random number. So we're going to do the same thing for B. So we have B equal int, erase math, top, and start over. Math dot rand. There we go. And the only reason why, let me go ahead and explain this now. So the reason why I put this in, basically what I'm doing here is I'm casting, because this is going to give us a double. It's going to be a variable, it's going to be a double. So we want an int, so I'm casting it to int here. But we're going to get into much more details today about this. And again, I don't want this over 10, so I put in 11. Okay. So now we want to create a variable that's going to hold our answer, and we're going to also initialize right now. So int answer, abbreviating, equal, I'm just put a times, you know what, let me do a plus b, because I said add, sorry. Boom, and right here. So we have everything set up, and again, we're not using this anywhere else, so that's why we have the yellow squiggly line underneath it. We can suppress it, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so the value of the local variable is not used. Okay, so let's go ahead and print this out. So I do sys out control spacebar, and it completes my system.out.println statement and saves me time. So I'll go ahead and say a plus, so that whoever's using this code can see what a is and what's being added, because I don't want to just give someone a random number and be like, hey, where'd you get this number from? So b plus equals, well, equals, and I'm concatenating these by having these plus signs right here, the ones outside of the double quotes, these right here. B plus, and then of course, probably guessed right, I'm going to use answer. So what I did, I went ahead and solved my problem up here, got my random numbers, and I plugged them in here. So I had a plus b equals the answer. So to make sure this code works, I'm going to comment these two out real fast. Save. And we're going to go ahead and run this. So we have 3 plus 5 equals 8. Yeah, that's correct. We're going to hit run again to get another. And remember, 3 and 5, we're going to get a different number, hopefully. Sometimes they're not so random. There's some type of algorithm behind them. So it's not always 100%. I don't like to say it's completely random, but they just give you different numbers, I guess you can say. So hit again. This time we get 6 and 10, or 10 and 6. Try it one more time. 1 and 6. So you see, last time it was 10 and 6, now it's 1 and 6. But you get the idea. It's creating these different numbers as I hit the run. Okay, so let's move on. The next one we're going to do, void, is 1 divided by 5. Grab this up here, copy, have my squiggly, my curly braces, scroll down. Okay, now this one you might have done it, there's different ways you could have done it. Could have done this, and then you could have done, let me see here, b equals a plus 1. That would have worked as well, but I just did it because I wanted to go ahead and have 2 different numbers, and I just wanted to use the math random. But you could have done it different ways. As long as you kind of get the same concept that you follow the same way I did, it's fine. You get the same results, you'll be okay. Let me get back to 1 divided by 5. So for 1 divided by 5, how do we want to do this? Okay, so we're gonna do, I'm gonna do it this way. So first I'm declare 2 variables. Oops. So I have int a equals 1 and b equals 5. Or you could have just done it in two separate lines, but I just wanted to do it this way to save time. You could have done it this way as well. B equals 5. You could have done it that way as well. The only reason why I have these error marks is because I already used the variable a within this method. So if I comment it out, you see it's good. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and use the one line, and a equals 1, b equals 5. And I could continue. As long as I have my little columns, I can continue declaring other variables. Int variables, I should say. Okay. So now I want to double to hold the answer. And again, this is what we're going to discuss today, which is cast. So we have double equals, double divided by, well, double casting it, and then I'm going to have a divided by b, which is 1 divided by 5. Sorry for that. So again, to repeat, so I have a new variable called answer, answr. It's a double. So these two are ints. So I'm going to cast them to a double. And then I'm going to show you the results. Display results. Boom. Comment this out. Okay. So SYS out. Control spacebar. And I just keep repeating now just until everybody knows what I'm typing. So a plus inner parentheses slash for the division sign plus b plus, and I have my comma, my equal sign, sorry. Answer. And one thing here, to have a space between this, I'm coming between my quotation marks and put a space right here. Save it. I'm gonna come back up here, uncomment this method, and if I hit run, yes, I want to save it. So we have 6 plus 2 equals 8. 1 divided by 5 equals 0.2. Perfect. Last one we have is variable hello world. I'm going to go ahead and comment it. I copy that. Let's go down here. And again, I have an error sign here because I haven't set up this method, which I'm going to do right now. Public static. Oops. Void. Place it here. Boom. Okay. So I'm going to use string a equals, my quotation marks, hello world. I always make this error. For the string, you have to capitalize it. SYS out, control spacebar, and I'm just put A. Control save, run it, or control S to save it, and we have 0 plus 6. I think that's the third or fourth time we got 6. 1 divided by 5, and then we have hello world. Okay, so that was last week's assignment. So hopefully that makes sense. We're gonna go ahead and move on to today's assignment. Well, today's lesson, and we're gonna discuss casting. Okay, so let me come to this project, right click, new, class of this package, excuse me, and then the name for this will be casting lesson. Again, gonna just go ahead and click finish. I'm not gonna click this or anything else. Later on, we're gonna learn more about that. And again, I just put this down here because I it's just how I like seeing it. So you don't have to do it. Okay, so main control space bar, main method created for us. Boom. Again, public static void main string args if you don't have that option. Okay, so today we're going to talk about type conversion. Um, Type conversion is, let's say for instance we have int num equals 47. So we would do a type. We would want to switch this to be a double or float, and that's where casting will come in. I'm going to go ahead and first thing we're going to address is auto auto type conversion, which is implicit conversion. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start excuse me, int num equals 47, and what we're going to do is we're going to make this into a double. So come down here, public static void auto type. You know what? I'm gonna make this take an int. Okay. So once we get this A, there's, let me see how I want to say this. I'm just thinking here. Okay, let's do it this way. So we'll have double B equal cast. Oops. Int A. B. And you know what? Let's. What I'm gonna do here is label this as a double. And put another SYS out space. And the int that came in was A. Okay. And then, of course, I need to send the information to this method. So I'm copy this name here. And again, next lesson we will go into more details about methods and everything else. And int num, so I want to send, this means, okay, this method is going to take in an int. So I want it to take in, whoops, not 47. This variable, num, my semicolon. Okay, so basically what I have here is that I set num equal to 47. So then I'm using this method. I'm going to go ahead and pass this through. And when it gets in here, it's going to convert this from 47 to 47.0. So control save, run. So you see here, the double is 47. The int is 47. And the only reason why I have it as int here is because of this statement. But if we see here, if I wanted to change this 47 to double, right here. Okay, and let's use another example here to show you what I mean by auto conversion. So here, so double C, you know what, let me use another method to do this. Just to save time, I'm going to copy this entire method, come down here, auto conversion 2, and watch this. So let's say I have a double equals a times 5.5. Let me here and do it. Double C equals 5.5. C. Okay, and then have this called X. Okay. Now I'm going to use 47 again. So copy this again. Change this to 2. Okay. So what I have here now for this second method, I still have the num equals 47. I'm passing it in, and it's coming in as an int. And then I have here, I declared two variables. I declared double C equals 5.5 and double X equals A times C. And what's going to happen here, this one is out, and I'm going to pay X. Okay, so what's going to happen here is when the arithmetic is done, it's going to go ahead and automatically convert it to a double. So to show you that, so again, you see here like how up here I use this int to convert it. Oops, this should have been a double, my mistake. I use a double up here to convert it to a double. Right here, you're gonna see that right here, you're gonna see that it happens automatically because it has a, I guess you can call a hierarchy that it follows, and that's int goes from int to long, and then long goes to float, and float goes to double. Okay, so we have here int to long, we're going from int to double, all the way up. Let's go ahead and run this. Okay, and you see what happened? It's a double. Now we can do the opposite. Let's say for example we have a double and we want to go to int. We can do that. And let's go ahead and create a new public static void. Copy here. And this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to go from, and this is what we will call an explicit type conversion, what we're going to do right now. So I have double to int. I'm going to make this a double. Keep it as A. Okay. And then you know what I'm going to do? You know what, let me do it. I was going to make this method call this method, but no, let's keep it simple. So copy this right here. And come up here. And then I'm going to pass through a D to represent double. And I have to declare that variable up here, which I'm going to do. Double D equals 45.5. And if, yeah. So I'm going to pass this D through here, and I want it to, so let's say int X equals A. Let's go ahead and do our cast into the int. And we're going to print this out. Control spacebar. So I did SYS out, control spacebar, and we're going to print out X. Save it. I'm going to comment these out because I really don't, we went through these already. So just want to get one result. Control save. Run it. 45. It's officially went from 45.5 to int And that's again that this right here, scroll all the way down. This is example of explicit type conversion. And there's some other examples we could do as well. Let me see here. We did the arithmetic. We can, okay, let me do it this way this time. I'm gonna comment this out. And then I'm gonna use A, and I'm gonna do it in here. And watch this. Control save. Again, I commented this line out. 45. Okay, so I don't have to call a new variable. I can just convert it right here, int A. But just to make sure it comes through clear, I went ahead and assigned the int x equals such an int A, which again right here, converting it from a double to int, and it comes out as a 45. Okay, so again, this was casting, pretty easy to pick up. We can play around with it if you want. We have went over explicit type conversion, which is this right here, this example, and went over auto type conversion, which is implicit type conversion, which is right here, where it follows this hierarchy. If it's int, it's going to go up to whatever the next one is, either long, float, or double. Okay, save this. All right, and the next thing we want to touch on today is arithmetics. Start a new class. In coding, you'll learn this as you continue to go on in programming, is that there could be a simple little mistake, it's just in a math problem. So today, let's go ahead and create our main method, main control spacebar. Okay, so let's say for instance, we want to, you know what, let's do it here, int A equals 5 plus 6 times 4. Okay, let's say for instance we have group A has 5 people and group B has 6 people. We want to add them up together and we want to multiply them. So we have it in this order. So if we did 5 plus 6, 11 times 4 is 44. That's the answer we would want to have. Because again, we're adding two groups together and then we're multiplying. But if we go ahead and, oops, my mistake. Spacebar and print out A. Let's see if it does give us 44, because that's what we want to see. It gives us 29. Because what it did is it did 6 times 4, then it added 5 to it. Okay. So to avoid this issue, there's certain rules you want to follow. So int A, let's do B this time, equals 5 plus 6 times 4. Alright, and let's see what B gives us this time. 44, and that's what we're expecting. So we have group A and group B added together, then we want to times the total of those two instead of 6 times 4, then adding 5 to it. And also, so basically what I'm trying to illustrate here is there's certain operations, there's certain order of operation that applies. It's not from left to right, whatever it is. So you want to be aware of that. Some of the operations that occur first are multiplication, division, and remainder. Let's go ahead and look at remainder. Double x equals, and to do the remainder, let's say we have 45, we'll use a percentage sign to get the remainder. And if we print out x Oops, my mistake. Control save. Run it. 1. The remainder is 1. Okay, let's do another one. We did addition. We did multiplication. Let's do division. So int v equals 77 minus 2 divided by 2. Or not, let's divide it by 1. Let's see what that gives us. Again, we see up here, it didn't go straight from left to right. It just did this one, the multiplication. Oops. It did the multiplication first. Let's see again. Remember I said earlier that division, multiplication, and remainder occurs before anything else. So it looks at the problem. It's like, okay, I have a division or I have a multiplication or remainder. Let me do that first. Then I'll come over to what's left. So it's going to do 2 divided by 1 first. And then it's going to do 77 minus 2. Okay, let me now if we do it this way, let's see what we get. So first we got 75. This time we get 75 again. Let's change this number up. Let's do 2 divided by 2. So save. 37. And if we take our signs away and save it and run it, 76. Okay, because it again it did 2 divided by 2, which is 1, then minus taking that 1 from the 77, leaving it to 76. Okay, so again, repeat one more time. When we are completing arithmetic, it's going to look at multiplication, division, remainders. But to prevent all that from happening, you want to use you want to do what we did up here. Okay, we want this equation to happen first, then we care about the other things. And you can also, last example I'll give you, and we're done for today, double. So if we have 5 plus 6 times 1 plus 8. How did I do that? What's going on here? I forgot how to type today, people. 8, there we go. What happened? Let's use T. Run it, we get 99. If we take this one away, and we got 99 this time, we get 59. Okay, so you can use these over and over, and you set up how you want the problems to work out. Okay, definitely appreciate everyone turning in today. What we'll do next week is we'll go into the methods and really try to understand them and use examples. So what we use today in the casting makes more sense, and how we're sending certain variables into the other methods. So appreciate your time, and hopefully everybody can tune in again. Thank you.